Merry meet Gemini, Gemini sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. This is a 2-week reading for all you Gemini starting today, the 26th of July, 2023. I am reading today with this Tarot de Maria Celia, and I've already purified with this beautiful Roger and Gallet Extra VA cologne. You can find out information about purchasing those by going to the video description of this very video on my YouTube channel. What's that called? If you're watching us on YouTube on a restream and you want to fast forward through all the shuffling I'm going to do right now, you can use the timestamps right in the video description. Like I said, this is a 2-week reading for all you Geminis, going out to a lot of Geminis. So if for some reason it doesn't seem to apply to you, just disregard it because it's probably not meant for you in that case. If that's the case though, check out the other zodiacal readings for your other signs. Also remember that we have a general reading for all signs every day but Monday, and every Sunday night we come out with a weekly pick a card reading for the entire week, and that's for all signs as well. You can find all of that on my website very easily by going to ariels-corner.com, Ariel's Corner with a hyphen.com, and click on the free tarot readings link right in the main menu. I don't read with card reversals. I just like to remind people of that because sometimes people get a little bit upset when they see me flipping cards. Are we streaming? It doesn't look like we're streaming. Can you hear me? Can you see me? It doesn't look like anything's coming up on my viewer here. I wonder if I need to start this again. I'm just going to keep shuffling until one of the moderators tells me if we're streaming, because it seems like we may not be. Oh, all is okay. Okay, I just don't have any visual on here, so it just looks like it's a black screen. Anyway, all of that, you know the score. You can donate by following the prompts on the screen. You can go to our shop by following the prompts on our screen. You can donate if you're on YouTube by using a super sticker, super chat, or super thanks. And I'm happy to have you here. So I'm going to just see what's in the cards for all you gorgeous Geminis, starting right now. I'm starting out with this King of Cups, this 9 of Wands, and the Strength card. Okay, you get the Strength card too. We had that in the general reading as well. So the King of Cups is all about you and your journey. Your journey has been a very spiritual journey, it looks like, and you've done well. Very, very well. But at the same time, this is coming right into this 9 of Wands, which is overwork and not taking care of yourself and kind of working yourself to the bone and not taking time to relax and to recharge. So it is good work that you've been doing, but it's not good work if that good work starts to fatigue you, right? Spiritual work is supposed to refresh you. Spiritual work is supposed to invigorate you. And yes, sometimes spiritual work can be fatiguing. Yes, it's true. Sometimes it can be very, it can be even scary. It can. We were talking about that in the general reading. Sometimes you have to really dig deep to get to the levels that you want to get. But at the same time, it's not supposed to be something that makes your life worse. It's supposed to make your life better. So if you're not getting the rest that you need, Gemini, if you're not getting your needs met on a physical level, you got to take a look at that. You got to take a look at your body. And yeah, ultimately the body's not important. You know, one day you're going to be free of it and you're going to transcend it and all of that stuff. But right now you need your body, okay? Right now you need your body in good health. So you make sure that you're getting the right rest, make sure that you're getting the right nutrition, make sure that you're taking care of yourself, some downtime, vacations, all of those sorts of things, being gentle and kind with yourself. Now, this here is talking about that work we were talking about earlier, about facing the music within yourself, looking and seeing where you fall short, where you aren't all that, all of those areas in yourself that you might like to avoid looking at, all of the places where you're not honest, all of the places where you do transgress people, even though you might have all kinds of good reasons for it, and you can justify it, right? So we all have that, but most of us aren't willing to look at it. Most of us are just all about, well, they're like that, but I'm not. Or we go to the opposite extreme where we just have such low self-esteem that we don't understand that this isn't the whole story either. So that's kind of where you need to be, but you can't be there unless you get your rest, unless you get your body taken care of, Gemini. Because if you start doing all of that deep sort of shadow work that is indicated by the Strength card oftentimes, without having your system healthy, you can really drag yourself down. You can make yourself sick. And you don't want to make yourself sick. That's the opposite of what this is about. All of this kind of work is about healing, not making yourself sick and run down. So allowing yourself to take care of yourself and honor yourself is a good thing, because that way when you do start to work with some of these things that you're headed towards, it looks like many of you are, like I said, going to be turning and facing yourselves and really looking at yourself, knowing yourself, warts and all, which is a great thing to do as long as you're prepared for it, as long as you're in good health, as long as you've got your mind in the right place to realize that you're doing this as a form of self-love and self-care, not self-abuse. The whole idea of looking at yourself to see those areas of your life where you're not fully operating at your highest, where there's some integrity problems and things like that. The whole idea of doing that is to gently get those things corrected, not to feel bad about yourself, not to denigrate yourself, not to feel, increase your guilt and increase your fear. All right, so we've got the Six of Swords. That's another solar light card that's come up on the earlier reading today. This is the first one for you. Let's see if you get another one here. No, one solar light card, but that's plenty. And it's a good one. This solar light card is talking about how conflicts are reversing in your life, where they're like, I talked about this in the general reading, that solar light is a reorganizing force. And that's sphere number 6 on the Kabbalistic tree of life. And it's been very active in your life. And the way that you've been getting things reordered and reorganized has to do with resolving conflicts, both inner conflicts and external conflicts. And that's why you are presenting as the spiritual master here. But like I said, if you don't take care of yourself, then that spiritual mastery is just fleeting. Because you've really got to take care of yourself and get enough rest and prepare for this transformation that's afoot. This wheel of fortune is like a spinning wheel. And what it does is it's Jupiter, yes, it expands your good, but as it spins, it flicks off all of these sort of demonic things that are here. And when I say demonic, I'm not talking about spirits. I'm talking about qualities within yourself that are antithetical to your happiness and who you are as a soul. All of that stuff that you're going to be looking at soon. All of those things that you're going to turn and look at soon. Those of you that are involved in the spiritual work that you're doing, that I'm seeing here. Now, right now, this wheel already is spinning for you. So what you want to do is be in the center of the wheel and let all of that stuff get flicked off of you. How do you do that? By meditating, by centering yourself, grounding and centering. Just doing that grounding and centering exercise from a Witch's Primer, my basic magic course. Just doing that on a regular basis or something like it, every day, maybe even several times a day, keeping yourself grounded and centered. Not only is that going to help you with this fatigue issue that is looming, but it's also going to keep you centered so that this wheel can do its work. Because imagine this wheel going really fast, and if you were from the point of view of that hub, it wouldn't seem so fast. Everything would feel like it was revolving around you. Whereas if you're on the perimeter of the wheel, you can't even hang on without getting flicked off, which is good because that's what we want. We want all of this stuff that's not good for you to get flicked off. But it's a violent and tumultuous ride for you if you don't stay centered, because you don't want to put your consciousness on the perimeter of that wheel. You want your consciousness on the hub. And all that means is that you're at a point in your life where things are changing rapidly, and it's for the good, but that change can feel volatile rather than good if you're not centered. And that's one of the reasons why you need to be centered, because one of the ways that volatility will present itself in your life is through this fatigue, through this sort of, and illness if you're not careful, getting run down, all of that kind of stuff. So you don't want that. You want to stay centered. Now, help is on its way, and you want to make sure that when you do whatever this is, everybody's going to go through this in their own way. All of you Geminis are going to go through this in your own way. But when it's time for you to take some deep dives into yourself and to really start to look at yourself, some of you are going to be going through that with a therapist. Some of you are going to be going through that with a spiritual mentor. Some of you are going to be going through that with an invisible spiritual mentor. It's going to be so different for all of you. But you have to recognize that the universe doesn't leave you unattended, and you're not alone. And as you're going into this journey into your underworld, to allow yourself to be freed from those negative thought forms, which are called demons on this wheel, but those negative thought forms that you've been carrying around about yourself, and looking at ways in which you have types of darkness that you've been avoiding looking at, right? This is a good thing. This is a type of initiation, but you have to recognize that you're not going through it alone, and make sure that you don't feel alone while you're going through it. So like I said, either get a therapist or a mentor, or but definitely call on your spiritual mentor. Call on that infinite guide that you have. Everybody has a guide. Everybody has a guardian angel. Everybody does. And there's all kinds of, I hear all kinds of stuff that, people get all into these ancient grimoires, and I do too. I love them. But you've got to look at them from a point of view of wisdom. And a lot of times people look at these grimoires and they hear about your holy guardian angel, and it sounds like only a few tiny little select people in the world ever get to know their guardian angel, and it's a very challenging thing. And it's not. It's not. It's everybody gets it. All you have to do is relax your body, relax your mind, and ask that guidance be shown you, be given to you. And you'll know it. It's that same angel that's always been with you. When you make a good decision, it's because you're listening to that intuitive voice within you, that still small voice within you. That's the voice of your guardian angel. Everybody gets that. So, but you have to make sure that is present in your conscious mind as you go about this next phase of your 2 weeks coming up, where you are going to be doing some very deep dives into your soul, to look at some of the places where you aren't operating at your highest. And that's a good thing. And if more people were doing that, this world would be a very, very nicer place. So congratulations on all of your spiritual growth. Stay centered, get rested, and get ready, because there's more to come. And it may seem daunting and scary at first, but on the other side of that daunting and scary, Gemini, is freedom, liberation, and power. And you're doing great. All right, we will see you in another couple weeks. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, and thank you to the amazing moderators, Suzanne and Diane. We will see you in 2 weeks, Gemini. Blessed be.